Very good afternoon to all the participants. My topic that I am going to discuss this afternoon is business idea generation and innovation. It's about getting the things or job done more effectively and more efficiently. But every day, our everyday starts with expectations and ends with experiences. And throughout our life journey, we have learned an enormous amount about how to continue and even improve that journey, the journey of life. As adults today, we have all arrived where we are by living our lives as best as we can. That's called wisdom. The closer we have come to where we are today, the more we have refined what we learn along the way. And that wisdom comes through a change. Because of this change, just see, there was a time we were like this, and today we are like this. Are you able to see the point? I am able to show the picture. And many times people, they used to change by saying we would rather be ruined than changed. We would rather die in our dreams than climb the acres of the moment and let our illusions die. Hence, change. Now, any individual or institution or the nation or a state which cannot see the change or having seen doesn't act, or having acted doesn't succeed, or having succeeded doesn't disseminate the success to fellow citizens and neighborhood, is bound to meet an era full of inescapable miseries, and that will lead to a doomsday, the beginning of ruination of human civilization. Therefore, we have to see the change, act as per the change, and succeed in our action and distribute the success to our fellow citizens. Now, the change that has occurred, you can see today a change in the paradigm, scarcity to abundance. Earlier the physical capital, now it is intellectual capital. Earlier the business was using tangible assets more, now intangible assets. Earlier diminishing return, now increasing return. Earlier the comparable static, now nonlinear dynamics. Earlier the mode of management was command and control, now network and wave. Earlier zero-sum game, now positive-sum game. Now earlier data processing, but now knowledge management. Earlier, in our economy, more emphasis was given on public investment, but now on private investment. Earlier to see the local market, but now we are looking for a global market. Earlier it was product dominated economy, now it is service dominated. And overall we see in our national context, Earlier, it was a subsistence-oriented, tightly integrated, inward-looking local economy. From that, we have made a change to land up in surplus-seeking, market-led, outward-looking global economy. Now, just see, the greatest change that affects us today is the change that has taken place to our Mother India. The Mother India earlier, now it is split. On one side, it continues to be Mother India. The other side, it is Market India. When I say Mother India vis-a-vis Market India, you can find the split personality of our nation. So, as Mother India, okay, caring. Earlier they were caring with compassion, with comfort. Approach was hold my hand, hand holding. But now, come up with your own capability. Because it's Mother India, sorry, Market India. In Market India, what happens? Only one rule that works. What is that rule? The rule is eat lunch or be lunch. If you don't have a capability, if you don't have competence, you cannot survive, because the market, there you will find the cruelty of the competitors, and competition is sometimes cutthroat, sometimes very fast, and there you have to catch up. Nobody is there to hold your hand. Now what happens? The change that has taken place around us, in our surrounding, in our environment, we have to cope up with it. And that change, actually, you see, the entrepreneurs as a change agent, okay, they have brought about a lot of changes. What is that entrepreneurship? My previous speaker was talking about entrepreneurship. I overheard something, but let me give you, okay, what exactly entrepreneurship means. It means a behavioral disposition. What is that behavior? I call it Pentagon behavioral disposition. So you'll find in this Pentagon behavioral disposition, one component as a personal resourcefulness, to go beyond the existing way of life, to do something outside our routine, and to go to a non-routine situation, uncertain situation. Strategic visioning means to find an unmet needs. That means dealing with uncertainties, finding something unusual by looking at the usuals. That is strategic visioning. Opportunity seeking, the deriving benefits in a situation. Whenever we find a gap because of a strategic visioning, we should try to derive opportunity by filling the gap. Then innovation. Okay, at this moment I'm not going to tell, because entire talk, half of the talk will be on innovation. Then achievement orientation. That means setting realistic goals, working with feedbacks, and assuming high degree of personal responsibility to take constant feedback to what extent I have done and to what extent I have to do. So that these 5 components of entrepreneurial behavior, I call it Pentagon behavioral disposition. Here you will find the most important one is innovation. Although Schumpeter defined, okay, in terms of new product creation or discovery of a new market or new method of production or new product market or combination of all these. Okay, so let me tell you why this innovation. Because innovation is very, very crucial source of competitive advantage. I have given the company, they could succeed because of innovation. If a company is not innovative, then what will happen? Even if in the past it was very, very successful, like IBM, once upon a time it was at the top. But after 20 years, what happens? It is not there in the first 20. It is because without innovation, when a company continues, it has to face the tyranny of its own success. Okay? Therefore, without innovation, core competencies can become the core rigidities. With that, you cannot face a changed world. Then, innovation, let's try to have its meaning and definition. You'll find that its ability to look where everyone else is looking and see what no one else can see. Okay? Now, another definition. Okay, you just see the innovation we have to understand by relating it with the similar words which are used. You just see innovation is making the ideas commercially valuable. You just see, whereas creativity is thinking of new things, invention shows that it can be created, and innovation.
Excuse me, sir. Sir, can you make your slides full screen? Some participants are telling if it will be full screen, then it will be very nicely visible.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
So the slide show. Okay.
Yes, sir. It is good now.
Okay.
Sir. Thank you, sir.
Yes. Now you see, invention, what we university teachers and scientists in research organizations, they do, what they do, okay, they simply transform money into knowledge. Just get the idea that things can be made like this, or something is like this. But innovation is the other way. It is a transformation of a knowledge into money. Okay. Then innovation means a new combination of a purpose and method. This is what, Schumpeter said. Innovations are resulting in qualitatively new products or processes. The previous slide I have said, either going for new products or going for a new method. Okay, so product or process which differs significantly from former state. The product when it comes with innovation, it is different from the previous one, or the process that we follow, it is different from the previous process. Maybe in the form of modification, maybe in the form of alteration, maybe altogether a new thing in the same direction, okay? But it has to be different, okay? But whatever, it has to come in a planned way, in a determined way. Now, while contrasting the innovation from discovery means, okay, it is usually found or coincidentally found. But innovation is characterized by, a systematic innovation process with a certain objective at the beginning. That means it has to come through a predetermined process, okay, well thought of a process. It is not, by chance it is not coming. Okay, then another way we can understand innovation as the development of new ideas and their economic application as new products or process. Now, Why I am giving different definitions, okay? Because innovation is viewed from different angles. Then I will sum up with an analogy, okay? Just see, some of the bodies, they have defined implementing new ideas that create values, small definition, okay? So it is intersection of invention and insight, leading to creation of a social and economic value. Now, hundreds of a similar definition you will find in the literature, but the one that I will use, okay, is just the profitable implementation of an idea. So when I say profitable, it is just like, you know, a coin called value. Coin called value. It has positive side. Okay, just see one side, you'll find something it is giving to the society. The value side, customers, clients, or citizens, they are getting something, some values they are getting. That is one side of the coin. The other side is the cost side of the coin. That means the agency or the state, you know, anybody who is producing this, he is able to produce at a lesser cost. Or anybody who is enjoying a particular product or service, particularly in the hospitality sector, the same service, but we can make it innovative, okay, by altering the process, bringing something new in the process. And that is possible, okay, possible by reducing the cost. If suppose a guest is waiting for 10 minutes, if you can do something, process re-engineering, where the guest has to wait 0 minute or 1 minute, that means his cost we are cutting. His cost, customer's cost, we are able to cut. So now both the things are, okay, amounting to innovation. Either by doing something, you know, you provide more value to the customers, or you do something in your process so that the service is available to the customer at a lower cost. This is what Michael Porter says when he says that either, you know, in order to have a competitive advantage, you have to go for either product differentiation. That means sell the product with more, okay, unique features, unique value, or you enter cost leadership. Try to sell the same product at a lower cost, minimum possible cost. So what happens here? Either enhance the value or curtail the cost. That is the meaning of innovation. So innovation as a process, just see there, hard science as well as soft science is involved. Hard science, machinery, technology, okay, and soft science means to get the feeling of the people, to get the perception of the people, to get along with the people. So both engineering and hard science, pure analysis in a very, very objective manner. At the same time, social sciences, we have to, you know, stand, okay, in the society by putting ourselves in the shoes of our clients and customers. Just see, therefore, innovation requires interplay between a product offering, that is technology, how we build the hotel, how we design the hotel, that is technological aspect, and a market where we are giving emphasis, okay, insider as well as outsiders. Customers, we try to understand. The service providers, our employees, we are also trying to understand. So both product offering, that is based on technology, and a market. Therefore, these two things, hard science as well as soft science, both are required in innovation. You just see the invention. It's just, let's contrast how is invention different from innovation. A new madman divide or process. It is just to generate the idea that things can be made like this. But when it comes to the difference between invention and innovation, let me use an analogy. You see, invention, what we scientists or the scholars in social sciences or other research institutions are doing. Okay. Now, if invention is laying of an egg, then innovation is laying, incubation, and hatching. So you just see, a hen lays the egg. That's all. Invention is over. A scientist has gone for a new method that, this can be made like this. The hotel can also be made like this in a hanging way. That's all. He made it. But when it comes to innovation, then it is that technology, the laying eggs plus incubation. Incubation means you might have seen the hens, they used to sit for 21 days, covering the eggs under their feathers, wings. That is incubation. So therefore, when the idea comes, that idea germinates in the mind of the entrepreneur, then incubation, then hatching. Hatching means, the chicks comes out of the cell, egg cell. Therefore, hatching in our context means bringing the benefit for the target audience. Therefore, if invention is just like laying eggs, then innovation is laying eggs plus incubation plus hatching. Now, just see, invention, creating something new that did not exist before, a new solution to existing problem. It results from human creativity. Creativity is the basis, is the input. Then successful innovations, they are demand driven. Now you just see few breakthrough inventions. Now to go for new industry, to go for new business, to go for new market, but some are incremental, little addition, little improvement, improved quality, little better performance, higher productivity, more customer satisfaction, reduced cost. So you just see breakthrough, pioneering invention vis-a-vis incremental invention. You see, innovation is a better way of doing things. It is not only new, but better way. It amounts to an improvement. Invention sometimes may not be associated with improvement. But new thing has come, new method has come, but that new method suppose is not operable. But here innovation, when we're talking about a better way of doing things, should be practicable, and it should bring some improvement, because unless it is giving us certain value, either in giving us some new features, new functionalities, or new benefits, or it is curtailing our cost, then we do not call it innovation. Innovation means definitely one improvement. You just see, just to give example how, through innovation we are coming. Now, then what is innovation? Just see the word, introduction of something new. The new idea, method, or device, An invention is useful only to the inventor unless it is offered to the public. Therefore, scientists will enjoy his invention. Okay, all his breakthrough inventions, they will be confined to the four walls of his laboratory or few pages of the journal. But unless it comes to the beneficial use by the society, we do not call as innovation. Therefore, invention gets transformed into an innovation only when the idea is utilized by some agent, that is called entrepreneur. So entrepreneur brings together all innovations, okay, all innovations, okay, to success. Therefore, you just see all those factors which are required for commercialization of an idea, it is done by entrepreneur. Therefore, he collects, okay, all those inputs and combines those inputs ultimately to give a product or service to the society. Now, by doing that, he, if he adopts innovation, then he enjoys competitive advantage. He brings in a change or brings in a progress to our socio-economic environment, and he also strives the attitude of the people towards risk, towards failure, towards science and technology, okay, and towards invention as well as innovation. So it is a success function of innovation. Now, the discovery, it is actually primary process used in science to uncover new knowledge. The scientists, they used to find, okay, they used to find something new. So, for that, no concerted effort. All of a sudden, by chance also, that is called serendipitous, in nature. Therefore, you see, discovery and innovation, these two are very, very different concepts. Now, what is creativity? I told you, be it discovery, be it invention, be it innovation, everywhere creativity, okay, is required. That is the basic ingredient. Without that, no one can discover, no one can invent, no one can innovate. So what is creativity? It's just an ability to see a problem in several dimensions. I will tell you something about creative thinking at a later stage, okay? But for the time being, let's know that it is just the ability to see a problem from different dimensions or different directions, okay? For example, a creative person, I will ask you a simple question. What are the uses of a pen? You will say pen is to write. Pen can be used as a typing. But a man with a creativity who has got divergent thinking power, then he will tell, around 50, 60 uses of a particular pen. He can also say that, pen can also be used in scratching the back when it is itching. Or, sometimes, he will say that it can be also used as a hairpin by the ladies. You just see, that is how the creative people, they see, okay, from different angles. Now, that creativity helps a person or develops the ability in a person to truly understand a problem at hand. Many times what happens, problem, okay, our understanding of a problem is lopsided. Therefore, the solution that we bring in is also lopsided. And it doesn't work. You just see, the invention and innovation, they need imagination. unless we are able to imagine about the future, then you just see our invention or innovation will not work. If suppose, because in the ever-changing world, if we bring something before somebody else has brought, my innovation will not work. My invention also will not work. And we have come to know what happened to the radio. It's a Marconi. He got the things. Okay, our scientists, they could not bring because somebody else brought it. Therefore, we have to bring innovation at the right time before anybody else brings into the market. Now, the innovation is of again different type: product innovation, process innovation. Product means new product. In service, for example, a hotel is providing 5 or 6 services, and if he brings a new service, it is also innovation. Now, process. It is supposed generating a particular service following a particular process. Now, they use new technology or new methods, and they alter the process. They provide the same service in a new way. For example, there was a time all the reception work or in the hotel, it was done manually by the waiters or the ward boys or the room boys. But now what happens? Everything has become automatic. It is, you just see the process we have changed. Then sometimes it also can come in the form of a combination. Product as well as process, both can change. Now, when it comes to degree of innovation, you see the degree, sometimes, it is also fake. It will come in the name of an innovation, but actually it is not innovation. Sometimes it will come, as a basic innovation. That means fundamental, which is less copyable. Basic innovations are not copyable. And improvement, improved. It is a moderate. Moderate. So improved means easily copyable, not long lasting. So you just see on the basis of a degree, we can say basic, improved, or fake. Now just see, when you are saying little, this thing, incremental or sustaining. But when it comes as a radical, the previous speaker was telling, that is about disruptive, So the disruptive innovation, I'll give one example. You might have seen the watch. So watch was coming with a key. We are winding the watch. And when we are going for incremental innovation, we were changing its size, we are changing its shape, we were changing its color of that dial. Now the white color, yellow color, gray color, blue color. But what happens when the watch came? It is radical innovation. No more wind. It is not changing the shape or size of the watch. It is something radical. You need not wind. So one example I'm giving, watch. That is radical innovation those days. But earlier, whatever we are doing, in the same watch with the key, and we had to wind the watch and see, change in the color, this, that. So difference between incremental and radical or disruptive, this thing. Now just see, now incremental innovation, it is associated with lower or, regarded as a lower or faster order of innovation, little change. It also can be brought by repairing the old, or it keep large company competitive for a short time, very short time. It is negatively correlated to breakthrough innovation. because the company that believes in the small changes, may not go for, may not have the ability to go for a breakthrough. So for breakthrough innovation, radical thinking or radical shift in, attitude, that is required. Now, as compared to this, okay, the radical innovation, which is call of the day, which will last for a long time in the marketplace, okay, irrespective of the industry, even in the tourism industry, if anything comes in the form of a radical innovation, okay, others, they cannot copy so easily, and they will take time to copy. Therefore, the benefit will go to the innovator. Now, just a statement, okay, if you cannot beat radical innovators, your best chance to stay relevant to your market is to become one. Okay, this sentence speaks volume, because the breakthrough innovation or radical innovation comes with, is undertaken with a higher risk. Okay, it dramatically changes the social or economic or business practices. Therefore, okay, seldom companies are able to go for creation of a new market, or okay, or altogether radically a new product that leads to rapid growth in the society. So it confronts, radical innovation confronts higher order of risk, okay, both in technologically as well as in the marketplace. Now, you just see the difference. I need not tell all this difference in the details. Okay, just to have a look. Okay, just a difference whatever I said. So here the process is very formal, whereas radical is very informal. Here, incremental innovation, business plan develop at the beginning, but here business plan evolves through discovery-based learning. Okay, so this is the main difference. Okay, level of uncertainty high with radical, low with incremental. The key players in incrementals are cross-functional teams, but in radical, key players are cross-functional individuals. Okay, it is not the team or a department. It is few individuals they can bring in a radical, radically a new product or new process. So nowadays, you see, it is a matter of worry in our society that radical innovations are on decreasing path. We cite this, oh, this is a new innovation, this is a new thing, and it's innovative product. But actually, innovation has, okay, more the innovation takes place, more difficult it will be to innovate. You just see, look at this one product that, search engine, Yahoo search engine. Okay, it came, it was new, but subsequently what happened? The Google, just after 3 years, Google brought the search engine. Now subsequently, now it is so competitive, so saturated, that it will be very, very difficult on the part of another new company or startup company to come with another innovative product in the area of a search engine. Therefore, we have to see how difficult it is to bring in innovation in the society. So it calls for, organization. It calls for cultural characteristics. It calls for structure. There is a book by Tussman and Ridley. Okay, that book, if you read, you'll find in their model, they say that innovation comes by means of, by harmony, by establishing harmony with the 4 important components of innovation. One is critical task. The task should be great to help, the people and society. Second, the people capable of undertaking the task. Third, the structure, the formal rules and regulations of the organization. And fourth is the culture. The culture is the practice in that setup. So, critical task, people, structure, and culture, if they are in harmony, then the innovation comes. Okay, for that, management has to be proactive and should motivate to go for innovation. Second, technology, the environment should be very, very conducive, and resources should be provided for R&D. So these are some of the things I did not explain in detail. Now, the innovation is linked with the idea. So when we're talking about business innovation, it must be linked with some business idea. Therefore, the next part of my talk, I will dwell upon the idea and idea generation. So what is this idea? Idea, we have to understand, okay, as a notion, or as a conception, or as a thought, okay, or an impression, or, okay, or any other word that moves on the same line, okay. So, just see, it's just a thought, or sometimes an impression, sometimes a notion, sometimes it is also opinion, okay. Please remember that when we are talking about business idea is the idea about the business. So business is not about the idea of power. If a powerful person, an IAS officer says, or a minister says, or something, that doesn't work. Which idea, when the idea itself is having power, then only it works. Therefore, business is not about the idea of powers, but the power of ideas, how powerful the idea is. Now, the starting point, okay, of any business is a powerful idea. If idea is very good, the business will start nicely, will prosper nicely, and will grow nicely. If idea is bad, what will happen? The business failure is inevitable. Now, what happened because of a bad idea? What happens in our tourism sector? You'll find many entrepreneurs, they have come to tourism sector. But what sort of product they are selling? They are selling Me Too product. Me Too hotel. Like any other hotel, it is also hotel come. So when there are so many, customers will not prefer. But if you are having some unique hotel, unique either in giving value or unique in charging very low price, people will come. And that calls for innovation which is to be founded on a good idea. So if it is radically a different type of a hotel, definitely people cannot copy so easily, and it will sustain in the market for longer. Okay, the idea, only powerful and good ideas should be converted to the business. If a bad idea will convert to the business, then the business will definitely flop. Now, business idea, okay, you will generate only when there is business opportunity. So, what is that business opportunity? Business opportunity means, okay, when there is an opportunity gap in the marketplace. What is that gap? It is the difference between what is available in the market and what is possible in the market. So new business idea, okay, is generated to fill this gap. And in fact, the entrepreneurship, one way people say that why, you know, this, I can quote the author, is Livingston in 1968. When he defined entrepreneurship, he said entrepreneurship is nothing but a gap filling activity. What is that gap filling activity? Find a gap, fill a gap. So what is that gap? What is the gap that you are finding? It is the gap between what is available and what is possible. Okay, so now business opportunity, you can either go for a new business, you can go for a new hotel, okay, or you can also, opportunity you have, if the hotel is existing, then you can get opportunity to improve improve on its services. Therefore, not necessarily idea means it is to start a new venture. Sometimes idea, okay, opportunities are available on the existing enterprises. There are many opportunities how to, develop. So how to develop an existing business. Therefore, you see, the gap that we find, okay, in the marketplace, it is because of several factors. Okay, this business idea, business opportunity is found basically, I'm saying, or broadly speaking, in two different ways. One is to observe the trend. Second one is to solve a problem. Observe the trend means observe the economic forces. If people income is increasing, you will find that they will, the demand for fast food will increase. The demand for, hotels will increase. Okay, because they have got more income, surplus income. They want, okay. So if they don't have income, hardly, they will not get food at home. Okay, forget about merrymaking in a hotel or in a hospitality, enterprise. Now, social forces. You just see social forces. Now, the city like Bangalore, people at young age, when they're working, both wife and husband, they're working, hardly there is any time. Therefore, okay, demand for fast food. When they don't have, sufficient time to take care of the kids. Okay, the demand for craze, the social forces, technological forces. If suppose tomorrow the science says that this vegetable is edible provided it is processed in this way. A jungle fruit is edible. Earlier it was not edible, but now it is edible provided it is extracted like this or processed like this. The technological advance, okay, that will also drive the business opportunity. Even political changes. If suppose tomorrow the dry state, okay, that the government policy by which this Nagaland is declared as a dry state. Now suppose they lift that, tomorrow you will find there are hotel owners will start opening bars, okay, in Nagaland. Now you see what happens. All these forces, economic, social, technological, political, they drive, okay, to a situation where the gap exists. So business, product or service opportunity gap means what product or service are available and what product and services are possible. So available Available versus possible, the difference is the opportunity gap. Okay, so whenever there is opportunity gap, you know, people, entrepreneur will start thinking about generating idea how to fill that gap, how to fill that particular gap. Therefore, new business idea, okay, generation is possible when we find a gap in the marketplace. Now, you just see the idea generation. It comes, it comes in a process. First of all, the entrepreneur, okay, he needs a lot of preparation. Idea will not come. For example, a new type of a treatment, I cannot generate a new idea with regard to new treatment of corona because I don't have preparation. I don't know anything. Similarly, you see, one has to prepare in terms of education, in terms of experience, then only he can be in a position to think. Second thing is incubation. Incubation means mulling over things or brimming with ideas, brimming with the thoughts. Okay, sorry. Brimming with thoughts, okay? So, just to think, to focus, to concentrate on that particular, in a particular problem, the gap, opportunity gap. Okay, how can I fill? Can I produce this? Can I produce and sell this? Can I go for a new hotel like this, or can I go for a new item? Can I go for a new type of dish like this? Then when mulling over takes place, okay, mulling over is, is a stage that is called incubation. And the next stage is insight. Insight means, the idea comes in the form of a flash. It comes, okay, just in a eureka mode, that is called eureka mode. All of a sudden, it will appear in your mind. Okay, and that is, the finding. This is called finding a solution. Finding a solution is just like a, flash. It is not a long process, but preparation and incubation, these are processes, long steps. And third one is, fourth one is evaluation. When the flash comes, the solution emerges in the mind, you have to evaluate. So that idea calls for evaluation in terms of, so many aspects. For example, okay, whether it is technically feasible, whether it is, financially viable, whether it is socially acceptable or not. Therefore, idea, you just see, idea, whenever you are talking about that idea, okay, we have to see, whether it is good or not. If suppose you have got idea and there is no urgency in the marketplace in order to accept that sort of a product or service, then that's not a good idea. Suppose you have got a brilliant idea, but that idea, the market size will be very small, only very, very few people will come and buy that particular service. So adequate market you are not getting. Then you have got an idea, brilliant idea, but that idea, when you are going to actualize in the form of a business, that time you'll find that it doesn't commensurate with the business model that you are going to adopt. The business model means, purpose of the business, strategy, infrastructure, organization, marketing mix, operation, okay, the entire business model, okay, your idea is not fitting. Or you don't have an able management team to actualize that idea. In that case, that idea you have created is a definitely brilliant, but it is not a good idea. That we come to know from evaluation. After evaluation, then elaboration. Whatever you have got, you have to you have to further elaborate. Elaborate means, to go for details. That is actually donkey work. that is actually a donkey work. In that donkey work, what you have to do? You have to, explain in detail, translate the details, and you just see in this entire process, if suppose you are not able to, okay, get the insight, then go back for preparation again, and again go for incubation. If suppose after evaluation, your idea is found not to be good idea, then again you have to go back to preparation, go back to incubation, okay, go back to insight. Then finally, okay, after elaboration also, if you are finding problem, again go back to the process. Therefore, it is a continuous process. The 5 steps, normally 5 steps that has been provided here in this model, okay, is normally followed in the idea generation. Now there are certain techniques: brainstorming, attribute listing, question checklist, synectics. These are some of the techniques. For example, attribute listing. So when there is a product, let's say the example that I have given, at a particular dish. About the dish, okay, let's talk about the attributes: its look, its feature, its item, its composition. Okay, let's list. Then subsequently, after we list, we can ask the question, okay, another technique is there, okay, how that helps. Can we substitute tadka in place of dal? Can we combine another chutney? Or in that chutney, suppose mango chutney, can we put little lemon? I'm just giving you the example. Can we adapt a new dish which is served elsewhere? Can we modify? Okay, can we modify? Or can we use, in another case, the same dish, can we pass on to the meetings, meetings in the different conferences? Can we eliminate the sugar component from it? Can we eliminate 1 or 2 items from it? Can we reverse? So the scamper, it is a technique. Okay, so after listing the attributes, then we make alteration and bring a change in that product, or service. Now, for idea generation, we need divergent thinking ability. What does it mean? I'm just giving the ability, sensitivity. You have to be very, very sensible to a particular problem. If you are indifferent, that's different, a sense of altruism should be there. Guessing ability, power of imagination to guess, to speculate, and okay, that is you see the guessing ability. Redefinition, to restructure the problem. Okay, for example, you see the earlier you are giving mosquito net, suppose you are giving, okay, new color, lilac mosquito color, or make it a blue mosquito color. So this is what is the problem? The problem is the guest should be prohibited from mosquito bite. So therefore, if you can put a lotion, if you supply, it's okay. So that is problem restructuring. That is how the Odomos had come, to limelight. You should have a fluency. Fluency means ability to generate, okay, different ideas, or to see, ability to see a particular problem or particular product from different angle. Then flexibility, okay, originality, elaboration ability. So these are some of the, ingredients for divergent thinking. Now, who can do it? A person who has got a hunger for knowing, a person with inquisitiveness, a person with eager to know. Sensibility, a person who has, okay, got, who has mixed with so many different type of people. A person who is himself is interesting and who has got the ability to know, okay, a person from different angles. For example, aesthetic sensibility, then emotional sensibility, then responsiveness, okay, you know, to, or, you know, you see, to a particular problem or to a particular issue. So these are sensibility. Complexity, that means ability or eagerness to handle so many things. Some people, they will jump into a problem. Okay, give it to me, I'll do that. Then entrepreneurship. Okay, this is another quality, to take initiatives, to take, okay, independence and courage, to take risk independently, to manage everything in because of courage and conviction. Then reality, you just see, reality contact means not to, you know, fly in a dream world. He has to stand on the ground reality. You see, you know, people, you know, they say, you know, the spouse are categorized into two different categories. One is very good, very obedient, very dutiful, very caring. The other one is your own spouse. Similarly, the reality contact means one has to stand on the ground reality, not in a dream world. Okay, unrealistic environment, don't think. Then there are certain mental blocks, they stand on the way of our creativity. Okay, and that blocks to go for innovation. One is a fear of a failure. Many times what happens, you know, fear of, you know, if I fail, what will do? McClelland, you know, he has said, okay, the fear of a failure is there. That's why people are not able to, you know, become entrepreneurs. Okay, if suppose you look at the, you know, the success story of Abraham Lincoln, everywhere failure, 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 failure. Personal life failure, failure, marital life failure, wife died failure, contested election failure, then second vice president failure, and one time, okay, at the last phase he was elected as president of USA. So shall we call it as a failure, or it's a path of success? Please remember, the history of a success is always associated with the history of a failure. The touchiness. You say something, you know, this, you know, people say, oh, what the people will feel. What people will feel. Okay, that touchiness, no need to explain. Okay, what is touchiness? Some people are touchy, and the touchiness works as a mental block. Conformity. Some people, you know, they want to be conformist. You know, they have got respect for stereotypes. They go for dogmatic, you know, dogmatic practice with their close-mindedness, and they are having fixed, you know, functional fixedness. Therefore, an engineer will think so much about his work, engineering, machine, and he cannot see what the customers want. Therefore, you see, the conformity is also a mental block. Then resource myopia. How can I do? Things will not be available. How can I do? I may not get a resource. This resource myopia is also a mental block. We are supposed to, anybody who is going to be, you know, an entrepreneur, he has to get out of this resource myopia. That means, you just see, personal resourcefulness, I had used the word there. Here, personal resourcefulness, okay, absence of that, okay, absence of that. Second thing is, resource myopia means, you know, don't have the fear, resource will automatically come. Don't think beforehand that I will not get money, I will not, nobody will cooperate. Yeah, everybody will cooperate. That one has to remove this block. Then starved sensitivity. Okay, the starved, you know, that is called, it comes because of over specialization. When somebody is over specialized, or, you know, those people, they suffer from this. These people, they are insensitive to other branches, other aspects. Okay, so at a finance, you will simply see at the finance. Are a little compromise with your finance is going to bring a big opportunity in the marketplace. That they cannot, because they suffer from starved sensitivity. Then the rigidity. Rigidity means, sometimes, it is, because of overlearning, because of, sometimes because of a stereotype, because of, close-mindedness or long experience in a particular function. Okay, these are the things that create a rigidity. Therefore, there are so many blocks that work in the mind of the entrepreneur, okay, that pulls him from the path of innovation. So one has to remove them. Now, you just see, to conclude, the capacity to innovate and make life better is present in every individual. Everybody has got spirit of innovation. Everybody has got a power to innovate. You see, without radical or breakthrough innovation, there is no economic growth. Therefore, we have to create idea to be the basis of innovation. And when with a good idea, we are going for a, a fairly good innovation, be it in the product form or in the process form. Okay, in the process part, we can be definitely competitive advantage. So, if any question from the audience, then I will try to address. Hello.
Yeah, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much, sir, for your informative, resourceful, and insightful delineation on the topic. So we have a few questions on this. Yes, sir. So let me ask one by one.
Yeah.
First question is this: are the steps of idea generation and creativity same?
Pardon?
Are the steps of idea generation and creativity same?
There is little misunderstanding. I said that creativity is the ability, it is not a process.
Yes, sir.
Creativity, you just see, creativity comes through creative thinking. And the thinking is of two types. One is convergent thinking, the other is divergent thinking. So all the points that I was talking about, the sensibility or guessing ability or redefinition ability or fluency or flexibility or originality or elaboration, power to elaborate, these are all abilities, divergent thinking abilities. On the other hand, that, the thinking takes place in the left-hand side of the brain, convergent thinking. So the convergent thinking, power to analyze, power to diagnose, power to compute, power to evaluate, evaluate on the basis of certain criteria. These are all in the, part of convergent thinking. So both divergent thinking and convergent thinking put together gives us to the creative thinking or creativity. Therefore, you please, in the other way, we can say, you might have heard about the 6 heart theory, 6 heart, white heart, white heart, topi. It talks about one should go for facts and figures. Red hat, he should have feeling and emotion and intuition. Black hat, it is about the caution and judgment. Yellow heart, optimism, positive attitude. Green heart, it is the creativity or innovation. And finally, the blue heart that talks about the control. Blue heart talks about the control. Control means which hat to use when. So these are all ability. But when I say idea generation, there are certain steps involved. As I said, preparation, incubation, insight, evaluation and elaboration. These are, steps in series, okay, with their respective loop. Okay.
Oh, yes, sir. So there is a question from Professor Sampath Kumar Swine from Pondicherry University.
Yes.
He is asking, what is the difference between new knowledge and idea generation?
Pardon?
Sir, am I audible to you clearly?
Yeah.
Okay. So Professor Sampath Kumar Swine from Pondicherry University, he has a question. He is asking, what is the difference between new knowledge and idea generation?
Yes. New knowledge.
And idea generation.
No, this, you see, in fact, a lot of similarities. So when we are talking about the new knowledge means information systematically organized gives rise to knowledge. And when this knowledge is new, okay, so we have to see what is the degree of newness that we are not about to talking about. So that is new knowledge. Now, when we are talking about the idea, okay, it is a notion, it's an opinion, okay. So difficult to distinguish between these two. But normally what happens, idea we consider sometimes in piecemeal, but knowledge when we are talking about, it is about, in a holistic approach to the idea. And when we are talking about, idea, okay, it is, you just say the similarity, both are coming from a rigorous process, well determined, well thought of process. Okay, so that is similarity. Dissimilarity, it is difficult to find out. If at all I find it a difference, then idea can, come in piecemeal. But knowledge, when we are talking about, it is lot of ideas put together in a, comprehensive and in a holistic form.
Okay, sir. So, Professor Swine, he has another question, not exactly a question, but just a kind of some insights from you regarding Mother India and Market India.
Yes.
So he wants some more clarification or more insight into Mother India and Market India.
Today you will find India as a country. It is providing free rice. It is providing, different services people to people, as undertaking so many welfare projects, also taking care of misery-stricken and poverty-stricken people in the rural area. These are the signs of a Mother India. On the other hand, when the Market India, I clearly told, you look at the policies, incentives are going down. The reservation list is going down. This is Market India. In our industrial policy, you will find, earlier incentives and now incentives, you compare, you will find that they're declining. That means, okay, come up with your ability. Will not take care. But Mother India, for example, there are so many, people, physically challenged people. Yes, don't worry, we'll take care. That is the sign of a Mother India. But here, when it comes to come up, now just see the education institution, are we not getting some sort of a stick from, government, that you have to come up, you have to show your performance, you have to come up with your, enhanced capacity. What is this careless? You publish, your publication will be viewed only when it is in the care list. Other third grade, we don't do that way at the PhD. This is the sign of Market India. You have to come up, university should come up, you have to earn your own resources and funding will be curtailed. So Mother India versus Market India, I think I could give a point to understand.
Thank you, sir. So the thing is that we are flooded with so many questions, but due to time constraint, we are unable to take all the questions. I'll just go for another 2 or 3 questions more. So one Sanket Rani, he is asking, what would be your advice to the entrepreneurs to overcome the challenges that they might face in this COVID-19 pandemic?
Oh, you just see, in a single word, I will say that be innovative. In order to be innovative, you have to find an opportunity. You just see, when I said innovation, what is innovation? Innovation is a solution. Innovation is a solution. Solution to what? Solution to a problem. Solution to a problem. Where do you get problem from? The problem you get, okay, from an opportunity. Where is that opportunity available? That opportunity is available in calamity. So therefore, Corona, if you consider is a calamity, in this calamity also you will find opportunity. Now, so many small traders, and they have come with a mass business. Are they not doing well? Number one. Now, for example, hotel industry. You find many hotels, no, they didn't get guests, but they have converted for the time being as quarantine center. Now, in my place, Shillong, the Hotel Polo Tower is, those people are coming, and the quarantine period, they used to pay. Maybe there is little concession, or government is compensating something. So opportunity, they are not selling to the patient or suspected patient. Okay, nowhere. But the hotel, for the time being, they converted to, that is called opportunity seeking. That is called opportunity seeking. Therefore, you see, the calamity crisis, that gives birth to opportunity. Opportunity gives birth to problem. And when there is a problem, okay, it gives birth to solution. And when there is a solution, it gives birth to innovation. So innovation mother is solution. Solution's mother is problem. Problem's mother is opportunity. And opportunity's mother is calamity and crisis. Crisis and calamity. Okay?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sir, Dr. Smriti Shikha Chaudhary, she is asking that what is synectics?
Pardon, synectics?
Yeah, synectics, sir.
It is one type of a technique which is used for idea generation, and the synectics is it is a different type of brainstorming. In the same way of a brainstorming, but the different means because they are very high order people with a very, very high order of a divergent thinking participate. Are you getting my point?
Yes,
okay.
Sir.
So they develop analogy. I'll tell you, they will look at a kid, an insect. Insect. By focusing on the insect movement, they will subsequently design a aeroplane or, this thing. Now, for example, I'll give, brainstorming. It is one type of a brainstorming, but with a different rules, with a different techniques, with a different type of a participants, with a different mechanism. I will advise to read one book, Fourth Eye, by P.N. Khandelwal. He was a former IIM, Ahmedabad director. Okay, director of IIM Ahmedabad during mid-90s. So his book, Fourth Eye, if you read, I think you will get in that book very, very clearly the differences between attribute listing, question checks, brainstorming, and synectics. The difference between these four is been given very nicely. Okay.
And so we'll end this question answer session with the last question from Professor Sampath Swine. He has a question: is incubation a process or structure or platform?
Pardon?
So is incubation a process or structure or platform?
It's a process or structure. What is the meaning of structure? Meaning of a structure is the formal rules and regulations. Okay. So It is actually a process. It is a sub-process of the process of idea generation. When sub-process is a process by itself, we have to apply the system theory. When the sub-process of a greater process, this sub-process is a process by itself, in itself.
Okay. So thank you very much, sir. I hope all the respondents who have asked questions, they have got their answers. So we are really thankful to you, sir, for your encouraging and motivational address. And we'll definitely end today's session on a very high note with your address, with your speech. So with this, we have come to the end of today's session. Tomorrow, we'll again meet at 10 a.m. in the morning. So we hope that all the participants will join at the right time without delaying the process. So we'll start the process tomorrow exactly at 10 a.m. Thank you very much and good night.